Welcome to another episode of Mountain Standard True Crime. I'm Michelle Carlson. Content in this episode may be disturbing to some and is not appropriate for children. As a reminder, the information shared on this podcast comes from publicly available sources and/or through official requests. Any opinions shared are strictly that and are not intended to be interpreted as fact. Today's short episode is the story of an extremely beautiful nurse and mother of two who was found dead at the bottom of the staircase in her West Jordan, Utah home after police responded to a welfare check from one of her coworkers. And here we go. West Jordan is a city in Salt Lake County, Utah. It is a suburb of Salt Lake City, and in 2020, it was the third most populated city in the state. On the morning of Monday, January 13th, 2025, local police were called to a West Jordan home after a concerned coworker reported that Autumn Mercado, a 39-year-old nurse, had not shown up work at the University of Utah Healthcare's Huntsman Cancer Institute. The coworker was especially concerned as she was aware of a history of domestic violence between Autumn and her husband. After multiple failed attempts to reach Mercado by phone, police went to her home to perform a welfare check where her husband turned suspect, Carlos Mercado, opened the door smelling of alcohol and obvious signs that he was having trouble with his balance. He said that he was just about to call the police. Officers found Autumn Mercado dead at the bottom of the stairs and observed the couple's children, aged 1 and 4, were within eyesight of their deceased mother. This just makes me sick. These poor babies. The 4-year-old is old enough to have memories of this event and could possibly have post-traumatic stress disorder as a result. And the little baby, how scary. It's just awful. Carlos allegedly admitted to drinking heavily with Autumn the night before until he fell asleep around 4 a.m. He said he found Autumn at the bottom of the stairs when he woke up just a few hours later, and he thought she had fallen due to vertigo. Court documents say Carlos attempted to wake Autumn up. He got no response, so he covered her with a blanket and left her at the bottom of the stairs, and then took a ride share to a gas station to get more beer, leaving the two very young children at home alone. Charging documents state that Autumn was not wearing pants or underwear and had bruising all over her legs. Carlos Mercado was booked into the Salt Lake County Metro Jail on two felony counts of child abandonment and misdemeanor failure to report a dead body. However, he is not in custody as of the recording of this episode, which is January 30th, 2025. Police were reportedly familiar with the Mercado home due to responding to multiple domestic violence incidents for which Carlos had been arrested several times. In an interview with Fox 13 News, Autumn's sister, Summer Christiansen, said, Autumn was someone who lights up a room. Not only was she beautiful, but inside of her soul was huge. Her heart was ginormous. I want people to remember Autumn as the daughter, the sister, and the mother that she was, and the everlasting effects she had on everyone that she's left behind. The same sister said that Autumn was a registered nurse who hoped to become a nurse practitioner, something her family says would have been a great career path for her caring nature. Her sister Summer went on to say, I remember when she was a kid, she wanted to go feed the homeless or help people who didn't have a place to live. She was always trying to help people. We loved so hard and we loved to be around each other. That's what she lived for, was being a mom, Christiansen said. She loved her kids and she never wanted to let them go. Carlos Mercado has yet to be charged in Autumn's murder. A GoFundMe has been set up to help with the care of Autumn's 1 and 4-year-old children. You can find it by searching GoFundMe Autumn Mercado. I did that in Google and it came right up. This tragic case of this absolutely stunningly beautiful daughter, mother, sister, friend, and nurse is still under investigation. In my 23 years of working in and around healthcare, I have learned that it is not uncommon for female nurses to find relationships where they are more of a caretaker than equal to their male partner and often settle for way less than they deserve. I suppose it's because in order to be a good nurse, you have to be very compassionate. These situations are always so much harder when there are children involved. I truly hope that the investigation into this case will find a conclusion that her family, friends, and coworkers find to be suitable and that they find out the actual cause of her death. I hope her two little children grow up in the care of loved ones and that they are always reminded about their beautiful, compassionate mother. If Carlos Mercado is responsible for Autumn's death, I hope he is arrested before he flees the country, and I hope that he is ultimately sentenced to a lengthy life sentence. As always, I hope all who loved her will someday be able to find peace. I've included some domestic violence resources in this video. If you or someone you know is going through abuse, help is available. The Utah Domestic Violence Coalition offers a confidential, statewide, 24-hour domestic abuse hotline at 1-800-897-LINK, which is 5465. Again, that number is 1-800-897-5465. The National Domestic Violence Hotline is 1-800-799-7233. Again, the National Domestic Violence Hotline is 1-800-799-7233. Thank you so much for watching and or listening. We will keep you informed of any updates on this case. If you haven't yet, please give this episode a thumbs up. If you're on YouTube, please subscribe. It's free. If you're on Spotify, please follow us. Also free if you have the Spotify app. And we would really appreciate it if you would share. There are true crime fans everywhere. Until next time, please be aware of your surroundings, be safe, and take care.